Hey girl, hey, get in here. Today I want to talk about unlearning because lately I've been in a season of doing just that. Not because I failed, not because I gave up, but because I finally slowed down long enough to listen. There are two things in particular I've been unlearning, and I have a real feeling that I'm not alone in this. I'm unlearning hustle as worth and unlearning living in survival mode. You see, for a long time, I believed my value was lived in my output and how much I could carry, how much I could produce, how much I could put on my plate and handle all at once. And I was so tired at the end of the day. Somewhere along the way, hustle became proof. Proof that I was responsible, strong, worthy. And every time I took a rest or a break, I felt like I was falling behind. If I slowed down, I felt guilty. If I wasn't doing the most, I questioned my own value. But eventually, I had to face the truth. Constant motion isn't purpose. And exhaustion is not a badge of honor. Hustling stopped feeling like empowering for me, and it started feeling expensive. Expensive to my health, expensive to my peace, expensive to my body and my spirit. What I'm unlearning now is that my worth doesn't increase when I'm busy, and it doesn't disappear when I rest. Ooh, I gotta say that again. My worth doesn't increase when I'm busy, and it doesn't disappear when I rest. I don't have to earn my right to exist or to be still. The scripture, Psalm 46:10, reminds me to be still and know that I am God. Stillness isn't laziness, it is trust. It is remembering that I'm already held even when I'm not holding everything together. That's a sermon all on its own. When's the last time you truly felt at rest? Not just physically, but spiritually. Survival mode is quieter than we think. It doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like competence. Like always being prepared, always anticipating, always staying one step ahead just in case. I know that to be true because I lived there for a long time. Doing what needed to be done, staying ready so I didn't have to get ready, right? Holding it together. And survival mode will keep you alive, but it won't let you rest. Because rest in survival mode feels unsafe, especially when you've been the only one holding everything up. But remember, even God rested, not because he was tired, but because he was finished. Rest can be an act of completion, not collapse. In survival mode, you don't ask for help, because I rarely ask for help. You don't pause, you don't soften, you endure. But there's a moment, often in midlife, where endurance stops being noble and it starts being heavy. I began to realize that I was protecting myself from things that no longer were chasing me. That was my nervous system still bracing for the life I had already outgrown. Unlearning survival mode means to trust the process, to stay calm, to let ease exist without suspicion. It believes meaning that peace doesn't need to be earned and rest does not need justification. It reminds me of like trees or watching the trees in the fall. They don't panic when it's time to release those leaves. They don't grasp on the ground for what's dead. They let go, trusting that when the next season comes, something new will grow. Ooh, that just touched my spirit. If it's okay with you, let's just take one slow breath together, not to fix anything, but to pause and to remember that breath is enough. Ready? See how good that felt? Hustle as worth and survival mode, they both walk hand in hand. One tells you to keep going, and the other one tells you to stay ready, as I stated earlier. But clarity invites something different. It invites alignment over performance, presence over pressure, faith over fear. This season isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's true. It's about trusting that I'm already loved, not for what I do, but for who I am. Grace doesn't require proof. Unlearning is tender work. When we name what no longer serves us, we give permission to others to do the same. And at 43, I'm finding freedom in what I released, not just in what I reach for. And I know I'm not alone in that either. I would love to know, as I close, what are you unlearning in this season of your life? What beliefs, what habits or roles are you laying down to make room for more peace? I share more about this in my unlearning season and my writing on Substack. If reading feels like a gentle way for you to reflect, I'll leave a link down below for part 1. No pressure, just an open door. If you're unlearning too, welcome. You are not alone. Take what you need, move at your own pace, and I will see you soon.